Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is great. I've got a box of games here. I know this is a box of games because it says it's from Capstone Games. And this box comes with not only games inside, but a story. And this story relates to yesterday's discussion about my need to be seen, or my need for external validation for my artistic talents or whatever. In 2021, solstice of 2021, M got me a new camera. This camera, while I love it, and it's done a great job of doing this show for almost 7 years now, this is a Canon EOS M3. It is 7 years old at this point, actually 6 years old at this point, and it needs help. I bought this camera with my first royalty check I got from YouTube. At that time, the time capsule video was still in pretty regular circulation, and I was making like a couple grand a year. Now I'm making like a couple hundred a year. So I bought that camera. It's been great, but it is falling apart. It's not a great photography camera. It does this very well, but it's lacking. So I wanted a newer version of the EOS M series. Because I have lenses for this camera, I had, multiple lenses, hundreds of dollars in lenses. I thought, let's get another EOS M. And so she did that. She bought me the EOS M5 Mark II, and I absolutely love that camera. And that camera re-sparked my interest in still photography. I took photography class in high school, and I loved photography. I used to carry a camera with me. Pre-cell phone days, I carried a Canon EOS Rebel with me everywhere I went. And I took a lot of photographs. I was always that weirdo taking pictures. So getting that new camera sparked an interest, and I took it with me to conventions last year and took a lot of board game pictures. I thought, I've always felt like I'm a pretty decent photographer. I have a pretty decent eye for it. I have an understanding of aperture and frame rate and all that sort of stuff. So I took it with me and took some photographs of things that interested me. One day, I stopped by the Capstone booth, and they had a new 2-player game sitting there that I had not heard anything about. Nothing at all. And I was like... Side story, tangent of that. That was out because Clay at Capstone was having a meeting with Eric Martin and Candace from BGG, and I butted in. And I kind of made an ass of myself. I think they published an article about it later, and I'm pretty sure they didn't name. I'm pretty sure they were talking about me. I'm pretty sure they were talking about like being a professional on the floor and how not to interrupt meetings. I totally interrupted. And in the moment, I was like on the way through the floor to go somewhere else. I saw that. I said, oh, shoot, can I take a picture? They said yes. I set the copy of the game up. I snapped one photo and bailed. Like a month later, I'm going through my reels, and I'm trying to publish regular board game photography pictures, board game photographs on my Twitter. And I ran across that picture, and I posted about it. I said, this is a new... 2-player game coming from Capstone Games and Scott Alms, and I went to bed. And I woke up the next day, and I had a message from Clay saying, I love how this like 3-second photo you took blew up. And I went, what are you talking about? And I went and looked, and the picture had like 1,500 likes. It had been shared a whole bunch. I mean, it had been passed all over the internet, had dozens and dozens of comments. I've never had anything like that on Twitter be that exciting. And in fact, I hadn't had anything be that exciting in a very long time, whether any of my social media or anything. And I was like, whoa, that's really awesome. Like, he was right. It really was. Like, I staged a photo real quick. I had a decentish background, just, set some depth of field, snapped a nice picture, and so here it is. Like, in this box, I've been waiting for this game that entire time. And a couple other things that are in here. So let's talk, but that's the story. So that the story is that, even with photography, which I hadn't actively practiced in many, many years, I took pictures and thought people will want to see my pictures because I'm good at this. So I don't know. I guess I am just a showboat. And here it is, right on top. I'm super duper excited about this. Beer and Bread. This is Beer and Bread from Scott Alms. It is a 2-player Euro, from what I understand. The box says 30 to 45 minutes, and it does look like your kind of standard farming Euro. I'm really excited to try this game. It looked awesome. It sounded awesome. The quick description I read, there's a reason I took my time with that photograph. If you look at a lot of the other photographs I took during conventions last year, you can tell I was just kind of rushing through the hall and barely put any effort into it. Though I did only spend 10 seconds on the photo I took of this game. They were 10 very thoughtful seconds. I really staged it as best I possibly could in a busy booth, crowded environment. I got a really decent shot of the game, and it turned out very nice. This game I've been really wanting. This is Catherine, the Cities of the Sarnia. This I got to play at Origins last year and really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really clever multi-use card, kind of area control-ish. Very, very clever game. There's a story behind this, but I'm not going to tell it. That's Clay's story. Oh, and Rise. This game looks phenomenal. Social economic development type of game, city sort of builder-ish. I don't know how much to say about it, but it does look amazing. So, a box of fun to try out this weekend or over the next week. I'm really, both of these. I know Rise has been looking great, so I can't wait to give it a shot. But this right here, this has been the closest I've come to having success as a quote influencer in a very long time. And yeah, I think I have an addiction to being recognized, and I need to resolve that so I can pursue more natural artistic expression. If you're interested in reviews of these, let me know. I will definitely publish them. I haven't done reviews in a while. I have a couple of other games I should probably do reviews on and put them on the gaming channel. So let me know if any of these interest you, if you want to hear my thoughts. I'll record videos. I respond a lot better. There are games that I would like to review, but I don't think anybody cares about. If somebody says, "Hey, Chevee, I want to hear your thoughts on this," I'm much more likely to do it. So I'm not suggesting that you need to constantly flood my inbox with reviews you want me to do. But when something like this, if you want to hear my thoughts, I'll put a video together. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I hope you have an excellent, excellent weekend. I hope if you're on the East Coast, you don't get snowed in. I'll see you again on Monday. Today's word you should know sounds smart is pedantry. It is a noun meaning an obsessive behavior of being proper and technically correct down to the last detail. Samuel Taylor Coleridge defined pedantry as the use of words unsuitable to the time, place, and company. Pedantry, P-E-D-A-N-T-R-Y. But, to be a pendant, is that how you say that? A pedant? It's not a pendant, right? It's a whatever. You got to be technically correct, and that's the best form of correct. Or something.